Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Hello everyone! Welcome to another exciting episode of Chika Minute. I am your host, Naumida J. M. Popular, together with my partner, I am Sheena Baston, and today we will talk about everything in education. That's right, partners. Today we will have an interesting topic, and that is how teachers adapt learning materials using the teacher-centered and learner-centered approaches. To make things even more exciting, we'll be hearing straight from a teacher who will share their experience and insight. Right, partner? Exactly, partner. So let's not waste any time. Let's check in with our field correspondents. Our interviewers, Mr. Simon Ababon and Ms. Claudine Alcantara, is at Cebu Eastern College to talk to a teacher about today's topic. Mr. Ababon and Ms. Alcantara, can you hear us?
Morning, Kate. We are here at Cebu Eastern College, right, partner?
HKM faculty.
Good evening, I am Simon James Ortababon at Cebu Eastern College, and I'm with Sir.
Milmar Pipito.
So we have a question about the teacher-centered approach. So sir, we have a question number one. What materials do you think work best in a teacher-centered classroom?
Okay, the materials that I think work best in a teacher-centered classroom, especially in CEC, we encourage to have a PowerPoint presentation to our students. So since we have a lot of smart TVs in every classroom, however, there are certain classrooms that didn't siya function. It's because of the laptops we used. So, ang gibuhat is I will give the PowerPoint presentation in their group chats, and then they will make notes for that because during my classes I don't allow cell phones. So if they will have notes, so they will scan their notes during discussion, and then I allow also oral participation because I need to engage my students, especially during the discussion.
So thank you, sir. And we have another question. How do you keep students engaged in a lecture-based lesson?
Okay, that's the best question. That's a best question. So, if you're a teacher and then if you have students, especially here in Cebu City, and then we have a lot of students, especially more or less 40 plus in every section. So it's crucial for us teachers to handle that. So let's say, nanakadaghan, hindi siya lalim because every student has like characteristics. And then, uban banha, ang uban participative, ang uban nonchalant. So what I did is, during my discussion, I will allow them to participate and I will give points even if their answers are not related to the topic. So the reason why I give points even if their answers are not related to the topic, it's because it's not easy for the students to participate during classes. Dili lalim lang mauwawan ka, so just to compensate their efforts, so I will give points, but their points vary depends on their answers. So if your answer is correct, so I will give a perfect score, but if your answer is not fit on that particular question, so maybe out of 10 I will give you 7 or 6.
And the last question, do you think textbook and worksheets are enough for learning, or do they need additional resources?
I think textbooks is not enough for them to learn, or is worksheets. It's because not all information are there in textbooks. They can also use, or they can scan or do research about those certain topics. For example, if you will give group presentation or group activity for the students, so you can give them books for reference, and then you can also suggest if they have internet and of course they have data, so they can use Google, or I will not allow, or I will not suggest ChatGPT or Wikipedia. It's because it's not a reliable source. You can edit that one. However, if you have alternative books, so you can use that one. in order for them to learn and to add information or to gain more knowledge about the topics.
So, thank you, sir. That was very nice. And thank you, sir, Nilmar Pito, for sharing your knowledge with us. Okay.
Before we start about learner-centered approach questions. By the way, my name is Alcantara Claudine and I'm with Sir Pepito. So first question, sir. How do you change materials to make them more interesting for students?
Okay, because I really appreciate students who will participate during my class or every classes. So I encourage them to really participate, especially oral participation, because it's important. Especially this school is a student-centered school. That's why I said in the recent video or the recent interview from your classmate that even if their answers are not related to the topic, still I give points for them to encourage not just sa ilahang classmates but also sa ilang kaugalingon kay it's not easy to answer. But yeah, and then if mo barog ka sa crowd, kulbaan ba ka? So para lang gid ma-encourage yung student para mo participate during classes kay we all know that in Cebu Eastern College some students here are working students, so nagtrabaho pa na gikan, and then if kapoy na, that's why others will not participate. So it's the decision of the teacher, or it's his or her kanang iyahan na ng way kung saan niya pag engage sa students niya. And then me also, I don't like a monotonous discussion. So that's why if the students only will give their insights about the topic and you as a teacher, you will not add some information. So mahugre siya o wala kayo sila yung manbawaan ng knowledge. So even if nagpa-participate ka sa students, you will also add information anto nila. Kaya para at least mag-guidean po sila, and then you will give advices, and then pinaka best example good if your topics are engaging, kinahanglan gid mo siya i-relate sa real life story, especially here in HM and HTM department. So more on skills man gud mi diri, and then I came from the industry also, that's why I have a lot of experiences. So ako siya i-relate sa akong na-experience before.
Okay, sir. Next question. What challenges do you face when adapting materials for a learner-centered classroom?
Okay, number one is the kanang smart TVs. Ang uban dili mo on, and then lack of remotes diri para sa mag-on sa TV. Number two is the extension wires. Kay ang uban wala gyud. So the reason why ngano magpa notes gyud ko sa students now is because ang uban magud nga TV lagi kay dili siya mo gana sa akong laptop, and then nalang uban certain classrooms nga mo gana siya. So kung what if dili mo gana, so useless nga mo ang maka-discuss man ko, but the students dili sila ka kuha dayon kay sige pa maminaw pa man sila, and then there are barriers by noise pollution, especially if you are here in GBG near sa gym or sa K201 building. Saba kayo ang gym, labaw na ay mag-practice of basketball. So the best good nga para nako lang, I don't know sa other teachers, magpa-notes gyud ko sa students, and then their notes I will give points for them. It's either handwritten or printed. So mo differ pod ang ilahang points. Sa printed mas gamay kumpara sa handwritten, because sa handwritten man god you will give efforts for that. However sa printed bayad lang ka, pero nagyapon like dili lang man gyud siya. Sa 10 points ang handwritten, and then 8 points sa printed. So dili ka po siya dako kayo og ligas.
And the last, sir, in your opinion, which approach is more effective in keeping students engaged, teacher-centered or learner-centered?
In my perspective, mas maayo ang teacher-centered. Kay kami mo'y magbuot kung saan na mo pag-engage sa among students. Though dili man it doesn't mean nga teacher-centered is ang teacher gyud mo masunod permi. So dapat both sides na siya. And then the teacher will allow students to participate. Kaya dili man sa pwede nga ang teacher ay permit. It's like spoon feeding na. So how will the students learn that one? So the teacher will allow students to participate. If his or her answers are not correct, then the teacher will correct that one or add information. And then during discussion, dapat make sure sa teacher nga what di matog. Kay once gani matog ang estudyante, meaning you're not an effective teacher. And then if pasagdan ray mga students kung sa ilang buhaton, useless ang imong pagtudlo. So maybe some of your students will learn, but daghan gyud ang dili kasabot. So imuha na gyud na as a teacher unsay strategies nga imong pagahimuon nga tanan nimong estudyante maningkamot mo participate para dili sila mahulog. And then also you will give advices. So dili lang kay mag-lecture ka or mag-discuss ka about the topic, but also in real life scenario, because here in CEC not all of our students came from rich families. Daghan kaayo ang mga gikan gid sa luoy ba. So sabton gyud na sa teacher if kanang angay ba ni siyang kasabaan or dili. And then of course there are policies in school that the students kinahanglan gyud nilang sundon, like they kanang tuck in and then hairnet. So if dili nila sundo na siya, so sa ako in my part, ako na silang i-confiscate ilang IDs. So dili naman sila matingala kay they are oriented already since first year pa sila. And then muna siya kung dili ka mamadlong pud sa imong estudyante, dako ang ulo. And then if your students also, if kanang masuod mo, mawala na sila respeto. So ang ako lang is okay ra nako ang estudyante nako masuko because nako sa saktong pulisiya. Di ko gusto manggod nga ganahan sila nako tungod kay akong gitolerate ilang bad behavior. Balag di sila ganahan nako as long as nisunod ko sa. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ababon and Ms. Pauli. And of course, a big thank you to Sir Nilmar Pipito for those great insight. That was very impactful. Right, partner?
Exactly, partner. So that was really helpful. It's interesting to see how teachers make learning materials work for their students.
That's right, partner. We're not done yet. But before we continue, let's take a break.
Welcome back to our Chika Minute. But before we end our show, thank you again, Mr. Nilmar Pipito, for the interview earlier. That was such an insightful discussion from you. We learned how teachers adapt materials based on their teaching approach.
That's right, partner. Whether it's a teacher-centered or learner-centered approach, what matters most is making learning effective and engaging for students. A big thank you to our guest teacher for sharing your thoughts with us today.
And of course, thank you for our dear listeners and viewers for joining us in this episode of Chika Minute.
See you in our next episode. Until then, keep learning and keep inspiring.